So Another Simple Favor is a comedy mystery thriller movie that continues the fun, escapist, over-the-top flavors from the last movie, but this time we are in sublime Capri. And I love how it follows the same narrative structure from the first film in terms of the first half of this movie is setting everything up to allow the second half of the movie to go full-blown twists and turns. I was a tiny bit disappointed because I really thought that there would be more twists and turns in this movie in a similar way to how the first one just goes in such an unexpected direction, but I guess maybe they were listening to all of the people complaining about Argyle just having twist after twist after twist, whereas in this movie I feel like it's a little bit, in a weird way, a little bit more grounded. So let's examine why by really exploring the ending. So we find out that husband-to-be Dante actually has a secret romance with fellow mob boss Matteo, but nobody knows this apart from obviously Dante, Matteo, and Emily knew this from the past. So Dante, when he finds out that Emily is in prison, comes up with a deal with her whereby he will get her out of prison and provide her with this really lavish money can't buy lifestyle if she has the pretense of being his wife so that he can secretly continue to date Matteo without anyone really knowing. And the reason that Emily has brought Stephanie along is that she knows that there are so many people that are going to want her dead, so Stephanie will be able to figure out what's really going on. Now what Emily didn't expect to happen is that her evil aunt Linda is going to find out the truth. They never explained how Linda really found out. But anyway, she was blackmailing Emily, and when Emily didn't want to have anything to do with it, she drugged her, trapped her, and put Charity in her place. So then Charity, while she is pretending to be Emily, then married Dante, all while Emily is drugged and trapped in her room. Dante then gets rid of the prenup, which allows Emily / Charity to really get everything. Charity then kills off Dante and really successfully puts all of the blame on Stephanie, even though Stephanie is the one that witnessed somebody else killing Dante. And I think it's interesting when Emily / Charity is really quizzing Stephanie, did you see who did it? Because obviously she is the one that did it. So as Linda has raised triplet Charity as her own, she is thinking that Charity is going to give her all of the money. But what she doesn't suspect is that Charity secretly is madly in love with Emily. And so when Linda wants to pretty much wipe out everybody, Charity then turns on her and kills her and throws her over the cliff, which I think is interesting because Emily was really foreshadowing somebody falling over the cliff right at the start with Stephanie. I do feel really sad for Dante, as I think Emily's line of he died thinking that Emily killed him would have actually broken his heart. They don't really explain why Charity is so obsessed and in awe of Emily, but anyway, she is happy to take the rap for all of these deaths and then take Emily's place in jail, allowing Emily to live a free lifestyle in Capri. And Emily asks Stephanie to do the favor that she asked her in the first movie in terms of looking after Nikki in the meantime. And then the final sequence sees Portia going up to Emily, and I feel like Portia was such a brilliant character, but in this one she kind of goes to and from in terms of wanting to support Emily, then not liking Emily, and then asking her a simple favor right at the end. Of course, this is going to set up a third movie, which I do think is going to be commissioned, especially as this movie is #1 for Amazon Prime. And the director has teased that that third one will potentially explore Emily as a mob boss, which could be really, really wicked. So let's go through all of the characters now. So I have to say, Anna Kendrick is absolutely extraordinary as Sparky Stephanie. I feel like she is just made to play this part. Firstly, she is the eyes and ears of the audience in such a good way, and I feel like she is really, really funny, really, really dramatic. I feel like she has that combo down to perfection and somewhat relatable in terms of a lot of people, of course, want to be social media famous these days, and Stephanie had that at the end of the first movie, but is kind of dwindling down, and all of her book deals are seeing less and less people interested until Emily comes back into her life. So reluctantly, you see Stephanie going on this mission to Capri, even though she knows that her life could be in jeopardy because of it. I love the supporting actress who is playing Emily's book manager. Firstly, she is loving this lifestyle in Capri. She is seeing that Emily is bringing so many more viewers and interest into Stephanie's book deals, and just really wants to throw Stephanie into the wolves in terms of allowing her to just get as much publicity as she possibly can do. Next, speaking of publicity, let's talk about Blake Lively. So I think, love her or hate her, she is actually really well suited to be playing Emily, and I feel like she plays all of her twin/triplet characters really, really well, as Charity couldn't be any more opposite to Emily. I think she's less evil in this movie compared to the first one, and even though she of course has got a bit of a grudge against Stephanie, if anything, you get to see more of their friendship that you saw in the first half of the first movie coming back in this film. But that doesn't mean Emily's a nice character, because she is very mysterious, very super confident, and I feel like Blake Lively plays those aspects really well. Henry Golding is back as well, but he's got a massively reduced role this time as Sean. You can really tell that Sean just does not want to be there, and all he's interested in doing is drinking and looking after Nikki. And of course it was really sad what happened to this character, as I feel like Sean could have and should have just done a little bit more. Allison Janney is always so good. I feel like she is such a scene stealer, and she was also really brilliant as being over the top villain evil Aunt Linda, and I feel like she played that role really well. I feel like Elizabeth Perkins was absolutely wasted as Mother Margaret. You can tell that she's been really high, really aloof. I feel like they could have done so much more with her, especially as she is Emily and Charity's real life mother, so they could have done so much more with her. I absolutely love Portia. I feel like she was definitely channeling Michelle Yeoh's evil monster-in-law from Crazy Rich Asians, and I feel like Portia was always constantly unimpressed by both Emily and Stephanie, and I feel like as a character she was actually really well written, some brilliant one-liners. And of course, like we saw at the end of this movie, she is a really cool mysterious figure, so firstly I wish that they did a little bit more with her, but if we do get a third movie, then you just know she is going to be absolutely extraordinary in that one. And then we have Dante, who was the ultimate charmer, a really cool, smooth, suave operator. I love how they also continue the narrative from the first movie in terms of not wanting any records on social media via photos or video. And then when you see that he is this nice mob boss guy, I feel like he plays into that aspect really well. But he does put a nice spin on what you typically would expect a mob boss guy to be like, but Matteo definitely is the more typical standard depiction of what you would imagine this kind of person to be like. So overall, even though I expected a little bit more from Another Simple Favor, I have to say the mystery, the fashion, the twists and turns, all of the brilliant actors, and of course the extraordinarily brilliant location of Capri in Italy totally made it what it is, and just made you want to book a flight and go straight to Capri to be able to live this lavish lifestyle as well. And so for all of those reasons, I'm going to give Another Simple Favor a solid 6.5 out of 10. Now I'd love to hear from you. What did you think of this film? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below, and I look forward to seeing you in my next video.